Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary and here we talk all things houseplants with a bit more emphasis in Hoya. As the end of the year approaches, I have decided to make a video with my favorite Hoyas of 2025. The reality is that I have quite a few Hoyas in my collection and I could not possibly choose the best or my favorite, let's say. But in my last video I answered a few questions from Wildfern, which was actually a plant tag video, and there one of the questions was, what is your favorite plant of 2025? So I sort of made a top 1, although today we're gonna have a top 8. So this video will be part of the top 8 series that I'm doing, and I'm gonna show you my top 8 favorite Hoya for 2025. Again, they are in random order, so although I have said that my number 1 is the one I'm gonna show you soon, okay, I don't know, like I have quite a few in the list and they were really competing. So in any case, let's start with what I said in my video, that it is indeed my number 1, although again I'm not sure if I would put it as the top 1, but she's for sure part of the top 8, and this is my Hoya Sunrise or Obscura. She has not flowered for me yet, so I'm not sure. I had said a few things about her in my previous video. She's for sure in the list, although she's a relatively common Hoya. You can quite easily find both Sunrise and Obscura, but the growth of this Hoya has been tremendous. I will be posting another video of my mother plant, let's say. I've realized that the one that I have posted on my previous video was not doing justice to the size of her, so I'm posting now another one to show you how my mother plant looks like. And okay, in my other video I mentioned about the second plant that I have started from cuttings, and it's huge. And yeah, I mean, she has to be in the top of my list. She was a plant that was given to me as a gift, let's say, free of charge, from a lady who could not keep her any longer. And although she was already quite big, now she has really thrived. So yeah, Sunrise or Obscura, remains to be seen, is my number 1. The remaining 7 are completely randomly selected and the order is really random. I do not have a number 2, number 3, number whatever. So whatever you hear, they are all equally favorites in a say. Alright, so let's start with one of my monster ones. And I'm gonna show you my Hoya globulosa. And you can see she's a big girl, and she will very soon, actually she's due to be repotted, and probably this is one of the first things that I need to do after I'm back from holidays. So Hoya globulosa, I have this lady in pon. She's giving new growth constantly. I'm not sure if you can see here the very small leaf. I love globulosa. She was, is and will be always in my top favorite Hoya. She has succulent-like leaves with amazing veination, like the texture is splendid. The top of the leaf is quite not smooth. I'm not sure how to describe it, to be honest. It has these textured veins that look amazing. They are slightly darker than the main leaf, but the surface of the leaf is silky smooth in a sense, while the back of the leaf has these pubescent hairs. So I don't know, she's one of my best growers. I have her for quite a while. I have her for I got her June 23, so let's say 2.5 years, this one. I have taken several cuttings, but she's a non-stop grower. Apparently she loves spawn. I was quite reluctant at the beginning when I first got her to put her in pond, because she has this succulent type leaf and she may not like that much moisture in a sense, but apparently she loves it. Very easy Hoya in general. She originates from the Himalaya and Hainan, Laos, Vietnam. Also you can find Hoya globulosa. She likes high humidity. Supposedly she likes to dry out between waterings. I have never ever let her dry out, and you see how she's looking. The one thing that I really look forward to is her blooms. She has never flowered for me, and I don't know what I'm gonna do extra to have her flower. I may put her in some extra light. I haven't decided yet, but anyway, I'll see when I'm back. After I repot her, if I will also put her under maybe an additional grow light or something, just because I really want her to flower for me. Regardless of whether she flowers, whether she blooms or not, she still is one of my very favorite Hoya that I have in my heart and I will have forever. So this one, Hoya globulosa. Next one, alright, I'm gonna pick this one, which I have on my, let's say, side. Okay, so for those following the channel, you may have heard me before saying that me and lacunosas are not the best of friends. Nevertheless, I have to put in my list this amazing black lacunosa. I got here as a very small cutting. I was pretty sure that I was going to kill her because I cannot. Right now I'm getting better in keeping lacunosas in my collection. I have quite a few, but back when I got here, like a year and a half ago, more or less, I was pretty positive that okay, I'm gonna kill her. I got her actually from a collector in Singapore when in one of my trips there, and it was a gift. I would never buy lacunosa, so it was actually one of the few Hoya that I got from him that not only survived but are actually thriving. And yeah, you can see here, the tag I got here as a Hoya lacunosa black margin, but there is no black margin. There are quite a few black leaves, so I'm not sure how visible they are to the camera, but they're super dark, super dark, and they're getting even darker when I have her close to grow lights. I only have one top-8 grow light at home, and I have put her not exactly like directly under the grow light, but on the side, and I have seen that she really likes that. So most probably I will put her directly under the grow lights because I do love these dark leaves. They're almost black. I don't know if the camera can catch this, but guys, the coloring is amazing. I love dark green leaves. I love all things black. And okay, having a plant, even a lacunosa, with so dark leaves, that's for me is amazing. Amazing. I do like her growth rate. She hasn't flowered. I mean, although okay, lacunosas are supposed to be easy bloomers. No. I mean, I'm more than happy that I managed to keep her alive. So I do not expect much from her at the time, at least. So I do have her in Pafcal, in semi-hydro, and she quite likes it. I mean, okay, lacunosas are supposed to be thirsty Hoyas, so that was expected. But yeah, I do have a lacunosa as one of my favorite Hoyas for 2025, and if you asked me 2 years ago, I would say this would never happen, but here we are. Alright, next one. Next one is a brand new acquisition. I got her in October, so 2 months ago. And for those who are not familiar with this one, she's the Hoya australis lisa, or else Hoya australis inner variegated. For many years, I was listening about Hoya australis lisa, and people were going crazy about this Hoya, and they could not really understand the hype. I was thinking, okay, she's just an inner variegated Hoya, she looks cute, but so does, I don't know, like the Carnosa Princess, the inner variegated version. And then I found her, and by the way, this is one Hoya that is still, at least here around Asia, in Hong Kong for example, is still quite expensive, so you cannot find a really cheap, let's say, cuttings. So I found this as a cutting, and it only had these 2 leaves originally in October, and then it started growing these tiny leaves, and I was like, oh my goodness, why is this hype about this Hoya? The leaves she grows are very small. Where are the big leaves that everyone talks about? And I had her in, I still have her in a chunky mix, very chunky mix, as you can see here, and she's not in a self-watering pot. By the way, this cute pot hasn't peed himself, but I just have him like always sitting in some water. So what I did, eventually I transferred her. I have leca on the bottom part, just to keep some extra moisture, and some very chunky mix here. And I have transferred her in this very cute pot, and I have put her under not a grow light per se, but just some standard LED light, and now she has started giving me these leaves, which I love. So yeah, I got in the Australis Lisa train as well. I'm hooked with her. I cannot wait for her to grow even bigger. And okay, in all honesty, for just 2 months and during the non-peak season of growing for Hoyas, to have all this new growth, I mean, okay, I personally call this a win no matter what. So yes, it has been one of my favorites, and although I have to say that I do not have many variegated plants in my favorite list, although I do have quite a few in my collection, she's one to be mentioned for sure. I don't know, I think that I will be in love with Lisa. I already am, okay? I will be even more probably in 2026. Yeah. Okay, that was Hoya, Australis, Lisa. Okay, so for the next one, I'm gonna show you one Hoya that I have bought probably a year and a half ago, more or less. And this is Hoya sulawesiana. I love her blooms, but okay, and she has just started growing. Let me give you some backstory of my sulawesiana. So when I first got here, I got here as a one leaf cutting. That was the original leaf. By the way, I have sulfur on here and I will explain in a bit why. And yeah, I did not take it out for the video. I'm sorry for that, and I want to be realistic. Like, I would not just prettify the plant just to show it to you and then just sulfur the heck out of it. Nope. So it is what it is. This is how it looks like currently. Nevertheless, she is one of my favorites. And why is that? She's my most expensive Hoya. Normally, and I have said this quite a few times, I do not spend more than $20-25 US for a plant. If it's more than that, then I just wait, and eventually the price comes down. So most of my Hoyas are in the $10 range in a sense, although quite a few are quite rare, if I can say that. So I'm lucky enough to be living in Asia, so I can have I travel a lot to places where Hoyas are endemic. So in all these trips I try to find collectors that have Hoyas, and I try to get endemic species of Hoyas from collectors in their local, let's say, places. Sulawesiana was not one of them. She comes from Sulawesi, apparently, as the name suggests. I got here locally. I got here from a collector here around a year and a half ago. She was just one leaf, literally like this leaf, one leaf cutting. And she was the most expensive Hoya I have ever paid. Like, I have paid something like, I think, close to $30 US. For me this is expensive, especially if we're talking about one leaf cutting, like one node, one leaf, that may or may not survive depending on how you take care of it. Nevertheless, it had grown, and then she just stopped growing. And I wasn't sure what was the case, because I was treating her like my baby. I love sulawesiana. I mean, look at the length of this leaf. I love the elongated leaves. I'm gonna show you this one, which is brand new and doesn't have sulfur on it yet. You see the texture. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but yes, it has an amazing texture, long leaves, and this is still growing, okay? Like, look at this one. Look at this one. And the flowers are out of this world. I love. It's probably one of my favorite flowers among all Hoya. Nevertheless, after it stopped growing, I wasn't sure what's happening. I checked for flat mites. Apparently I did not check very thoroughly because she did have flat mites. She was isolated from the rest. Isolated, I mean, like, I had her in a separate space, so I'm not sure how this happened, but yes, she had flat mites for, I don't know, the longest time. Quite a big infestation, and this is why I have sulfur here like a lot. I have just made some cuttings as well for a lady that wanted, so yeah, but the remaining part, and now she's healthy and growing very nicely apparently, as you can see. But I am still giving her sulfur treatment as a preventative measure, let's say, because I just want to be on the safe side. I want her to keep growing. I don't want to lose this plant no matter what. So because she has come back not from the dead, but from a very, let's say, passive situation, this is why she's in my list. And okay, if, and fingers crossed, when she blooms, she will be in the top of my list forever and ever and ever. So yeah, I will have to talk about my Hoya sigilatis. I don't have the accession number, I'm not sure which one is this one. Hoya sigilatis is not an easy Hoya in general, at least not for me. I remember when I was seeing a few years back the sigilatis video of Phony Tongue. She hasn't uploaded any videos for quite a while, but I really enjoyed her content back then. And she has different sigilatis, and I remember that she was saying she doesn't even touch because they're so sensitive to like dropping leaves or whatever. This had been like that at the very beginning. I have here now for 2 years probably. I got here also as a very, very small cutting, and originally she was not doing much. She was staying at the same situation as when I got here. When she started growing, she started having flat mites as well. So I had to treat her, and then she remained with doing nothing for quite a bit, to put her under a grow light, the only grow light that I have, and oh, I'm dropping the phone. I don't know if you can see the color, but I just love this dark, I don't know how to call it, it's something in between burgundy and pink. And you see it has all this plus, which sigilatis naturally has. It's amazing, and it's actually not only the new growth, even the older growth, like the older leaves, also have this red hue. And she has started finally growing properly. You see here I also have like new leaves, I have these tendrils growing. So I think that what she eventually needed is just extra light. The flat mites was an issue, but this happened a long time ago and they were eradicated quite soon. So I wasn't sure because it didn't grow for me for the longest time, but now you see. So Hoya sigilatis is one of the top 8 for 2025 for sure, and hopefully she will continue to grow. Now, next one, let's see. Alright, next one I will be talking about this one, which is my Hoya waymaniae. I know that there is also a variegated version. I have somewhere spotted a variegated version of Hoya waymaniae. I'm not really keen, to be honest. I love the original one. So if you can get your hands in one, I would really recommend it. She has these very thick cardboard-like leaves. She reminds me a lot of caudata in regards to the leaf texture and thickness. If you do have Hoya caudata, this is very similar, and also the feel of the leaves, like this pubescent texture is very similar among the two. Apparently these have some like a little bit undulated leaves, as you can see. Caudata may or may not, depending on the clone. Usually they don't though. And sun stress is a little bit as well, and this is what I really enjoyed. Also, she's an extremely fast grower. That's one of the main reasons why I have her in my top 8 list. I got her, let me see my notes. Okay, I got her only last March as a very small cutting, and she was actually a gift. So I got some other Hoya, and this was a gift from the collector. And I wasn't sure even if I wanted it, to be honest, at the beginning. And then she started growing non-stop, like you see. I have all this growth from a very small cutting that she initially was within 8 months. And that's great. I really love Caudata. I like Caudata a lot. She's one of my favorite Hoyas. Unfortunately, I lost my huge Caudata last year. I have replenished her, so like after that. But now my Caudata is a bit again like stranded in her growth. So having waymaniae, which is at least texture like if you are into, I don't know, all these like sensory things, you need to get waymaniae. Like it's the leaves are very thick, very cardboardy like. I cannot bend them. I cannot, like, they're thick. But the feeling is similar to Caudata, which is it's amazing. Like it's like touching velvet in a sense. So Hoya waymaniae is for sure in the list. She's an amazing grower. The blooms are quite okay, are quite nice. She hasn't bloomed apparently for me yet. And I do love the fact that the new growth is sun stressing to a reddish hue, as you can see here. I love the dark green color of the leaves that she has. And yeah, let's see how she grows. And the last one on the list of my top 8 for 2025 cannot be other than Gunung Gading. I have had this one for quite a while. Actually, I have her for 2 years already. Never bloomed for me. I don't care. I really don't care. When I got here, like I loved the veination. I loved the color that you can have when this Hoya sun stresses. But I had her in my home since the very beginning. So at home I try to grow most of the plants with natural light. She was not doing much, nothing, you know, like marvelous was happening to her. She was just existing. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna put her right beneath my T8, my only T8 that I have at home. And okay, all this happened. So technically she has so much new growth since she started being under the T8, and you can see the difference. So where the light is not hitting directly, so this is from the other side, let's say, you see the leaves, apparently they're green. They have this amazing Gunung veination, but they're just green. On the other side, where the T8 is just hitting directly, you see the sun stressing. You see this color, right? Like, I love dark green leaves. I'm not a huge fan of sun stressing per se, but there are a few Hoya that if you have, you need to sun stress. Gunung is one of them. This amazing dark purple color is, I don't know, I cannot even describe it. It's so nice. It's so nice. So yes, I think that she has become for sure a favorite of mine. I mean, she always was. She was, when I got her, she was still quite expensive. And I got her because I really like the veination on the leaves. But now she's for sure one of my favorites in general. So, Hoya species Gunung Gading is the last one on the list of my 8 favorite Hoyas for 2025. So everyone, tell me, I'm really interested to know what is your favorite Hoya of the year, or your favorites, if you cannot just pick one. I know picking just one is not easy, but that's why I had a top 8, to be honest, as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to read about your favorites and why they are your favorites. And I will be seeing you very soon.